Welcome to our video on ancient Sparta. Sparta, located in the southern region of Greece, was one of the most powerful city-states in ancient Greece. Known for its fierce warriors and militaristic society. Founded around the 8th century BCE, Sparta quickly rose to power, and by the 6th century BCE, it had become one of the dominant city-states in Greece. Sparta was unique in that its society was heavily focused on military training and discipline. The Spartan army was considered one of the most powerful in the ancient world. And their soldiers were highly trained and disciplined. In fact, the Spartan army was so strong that it was said that the only way for a neighboring city-state to defeat them was to not engage them in a direct battle, but rather to outsmart them. One of the most famous stories from ancient Sparta is that of the Spartan 300. In 480 BCE, a Persian army of over 100,000 soldiers invaded Greece. The Spartans, led by King Leonidas, sent just 300 soldiers to defend the pass of Thermopylae. Despite being heavily outnumbered, the Spartans held off the Persian army for 3 days before ultimately being defeated. But their bravery and sacrifice inspired the rest of Greece to unite and defeat the Persians. The story of the 300 Spartans is still celebrated today as an example of courage and self-sacrifice in the face of overwhelming odds. Another famous story from ancient Sparta is that of the Spartan boys. At the age of 7, Spartan boys were taken from their families and sent to military training. They were trained to be warriors until the age of 30 and were taught to be fierce, brave, and loyal to their city-state. This training was so rigorous that only about 1/3 of the boys who began training would actually become full-fledged soldiers. But those who did become soldiers were considered some of the best warriors in the ancient world. However, Sparta was not just a militaristic society. They also valued education, and their citizens were taught to read and write. They also placed a strong emphasis on physical fitness and had a strong tradition of athletic competitions. In fact, the ancient Olympic Games were said to have been modeled after the athletic competitions in Sparta. Sparta's influence on Greece and the world was significant, and their ideals of discipline, bravery, and loyalty continue to inspire people to this day. But it's important to note that Sparta was not without its flaws. While the warriors were highly respected and held a powerful position in society, the rest of the population, particularly the Helots, were treated as second-class citizens and were often treated brutally. Additionally, women in Sparta had much more freedom and rights than in other city-states. But they were still considered inferior to men. Now here are some facts that you may not know about ancient Sparta. 1. The Spartan soldiers were known to be fierce fighters, but they were also known to be great dancers. 1. Dancing was considered an important part of their training, and soldiers were trained to dance in formation. 2. The famous Spartan 300 soldiers were not only known for their bravery but also for their sense of humor. 2. They were said to have joked and laughed as they fought in the Battle of Thermopylae. Despite its flaws, the legacy of ancient Sparta is undeniable. Its warriors were some of the most feared and respected in the ancient world. And its ideals of discipline, bravery, and loyalty continue to inspire people to this day. Thanks for watching our video on ancient Sparta. We hope you enjoyed learning more about this fascinating city-state and its history.